It's interesting, in the gospel, Nathanael, whom tradition says or links to Bartholomew, and we talked about that on the Feast of Bartholomew back in August. How Nathanael is described is he's not a liar, right? There's no duplicity in him, the translation of the text says. And Nathanael, of course, is one of those names that's called theophoric. It means it bears God, right? El, the ending El in Hebrew is a shortened form of Elohim, meaning God, right? So Nathanael in Hebrew means something to the effect like, because from the verb to give, it's like gift of God or God who gives, right? That's what Nathanael's name means. Same is true of Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. They're all theophoric or God-bearing names. Gabriel meaning like God is a warrior or God is strong, coming from Gibor and El in Hebrew. Raphael meaning God is a healer, right? God who heals. And Michael's interesting, Mikael, literally in the Hebrew. It's actually a question. And the tradition has it that it's the question that is asked by the angel who confronts Lucifer. This is extra biblical tradition, right? So it's outside of the Bible. This is not recorded anywhere in the Bible. But Lucifer's the one who claimed that I am like God. And Michael responds, Mikael, who is like God, right? And thus commences, the falling of the ones who said that they could be like God, right? Because no one is like God. Only God is God. So hence Michael's name sort of, preserves in it that question that at the end of the day, the response to it is no one is like God, neither angel nor human, nor anything in creation. Right? Only God is God. And that's something that in the tradition of the devil, Satan, the adversary, and then in the story of the fall of humanity in Genesis 3, as it's recorded in Genesis 3, remember that the woman is deceived by the serpent in the garden, right? And then she in turn passes this on to the man, that they could be like God, right? If they eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And so humanity falls too. So really, in the created order, there's always been this tension, if you will, coming from really an inability to recognize, no, there is only God, one God, and we are not God. This inability to recognize the truth of our existence and the truth of creation, right? And therefore then we begin to believe a lie. I can be like God. In fact, I am God. I can take from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. I can do what I want. Or again, famously outside of the biblical tradition, right? Lucifer/Satan says, I will not serve, right? I will not serve. Better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven, as John Milton sort of talks about it in Paradise Lost. So that's the thing, right? I think this day we are reminded, right, that in our life, and in fact in the reality of all of creation, it's a good bet to, again, look humbly at our own existence, right? And to seek the intercession of those beings created far beyond our order of being, right, in the angels. Those who have committed themselves to precisely knowing the answer to the question of who is like God. No one is like God. And that thereby we also don't fall for the continuous lie, right? The duplicity of thinking, oh yeah, I'm like God. No, you're not. No, I'm not. So we seek their intercession, those of the angels, and also of our own brothers and sisters in humanity that live the life of God in heaven, the saints, right? To truly not fall for the lie of idolatry in any of its forms, right? But see God, as the creator, and we his creatures.